contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
great again! Nerd! Nerds!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes, 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 yes. Get rid of your six-sided ring already. Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
I don't care how big, how tough, or what they've accomplished. They're nerds.
Plus, if you have ovaries, prepare to lose them.
Oh, that's right. I'm feeling it. You know what it is, Josh? Listen, it's fucking Wrestlemania
It's
week.
WrestleMania week.
Get excited, folks.
It's
Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast. We're back. Sorry about the delay. Shit fucking has been happening this week. It's busy. So's everybody else. Remember all those people that I tweeted about saying that we had it scheduled for the show? Well, I'm not so sure anymore.
They all kind of went up.
They all got better bookings.
Hey, we got our beers in our hands. We
What?
Got a whole
Kind of beer we got?
show.
What?
We got a margarita.
What?
Got a vodka.
What?
Got some rum.
What?
Got another beer.
What?
Got a darker beer.
What?
Got a bitter beer.
What? Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast. Follow us at the WHPC on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, and direct line for all the shows if you want to just get, subscribe on iTunes, of course, if you haven't. Leave a 5-star review if you haven't, if you really enjoy the show, if you want to help us out. But yeah, if you're not subscribed on any of your favorite podcast device thing, thewhpc.podbean.com. Right there. You can always just play it through your browser and ta-da, you're good to go. If you don't like modern technology and you just like to use your web browser, perfectly fine. We don't care as long as you're enjoying the show.
Are they still making up most of the numbers?
I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, to be honest.
I remember checking that last time. I'm like, man, a lot of people use a web browser to listen to the show. Like,
if it works, I don't care.
Doesn't
You can
everyone,
listen to
I just think
whoever
it's
you
weird
want.
because everyone has smartphones,
Right.
and yeah, granted, a lot of people are still. I told my dad briefly yesterday what a podcast was.
Right. I've had that conversation because that's my job now. It's like pretty much my full-time gig is podcasting. You have to explain that to people still. There is an age limit where you really have to explain it.
It's the weird podcast. It's the word podcast. So
Right.
like, what the hell is that?
Because it was sort of, when it came out, like iTunes was the first one to do it. I remember
Yeah.
listening to a couple in like 2005 when I was still in Iraq, because that was the only way I can get, sort of
That's the only place
certain
they
forms
had
of
them.
entertainment, unless
Yeah.
you've like figured out the one like AFN cable line, which would get you, which is cool.
You can only torture prisoners for so long until it gets boring. What do you want to do
You
this
know,
time? Let's blast them with Enter Sandman again for the 5th straight week. Maybe they'll talk.
Panama! Panama!
Panama.
Hey, you know what, Josh? I feel like, I need to go on a vacation. You know what I hear is a great place? Panama! Panama!
The enemy captures us and plays their local folk music really loud. Like, I could get into this. Just roll a fat one and have a great time.
But yeah, I've had to just explain that to some people, though. Like, there is an age bracket.
Podcast, that's
Yeah.
right.
No, but I remember when, because we either had that or AFN. The AFN was great because it's the Armed Forces Network. You get, like, most major television that everybody else gets, but it's like a post. Wherever you are on post, it's just broadcast to all military bases and stuff. So football Sundays were amazing.
Yeah.
Because that was 2005, so you didn't have any of the Sunday tickets or anything like that. But with AFN, even though you're in the middle of fucking nowhere in the desert.
You got to see multiple broadcasts of games
Yeah.
from all over the country.
Yeah, we watched, because they would have all of those channels switch over to football on Sundays. All of them.
Yeah.
Like, every single fucking one. So there's like 4 or 5. I don't know how many there are now, but there's like 4 or 5. And so at 1 o'clock, you have 4 games on TV. So you would just like plug like 4 CR. We had like in the one headquarters, we would just walk in because we at that point everybody had, you know how you do the team pick'ems by the spread and underdogs and the points and stuff like that. We were doing that, but with the entire slate of games every week. So by like week 11, if you didn't pick, like if there's 16 games a week, if you didn't pick at least 11 or better, like on the money, you lost. You're lost because everybody got so good at it. But we have people, we're screaming like degenerate gamblers in the headquarters with like 4 TVs on. It's like, no, just kick the field goal. I only need 2. Oh, like assholes.
So that's where Vince McMahon left his old CRTV monitors from the USO shows. Like, oh yeah, just plug that shit in.
I actually showed up there. I want to say 3 months after they did the big tribute to the troops in Baghdad.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like, oh yeah, you guys just missed it. Son of a bitch.
We're on this hot hellhole and we just missed live wrestling. God damn it.
And I think where I was is where like they did. Remember when David Letterman did their whole like live episode from Iraq or whatever?
No, but okay.
Yeah, Letterman did it. That was at our base like 6 months prior.
Wow. Who do you have?
What?
Who do you have?
Oh, I don't remember.
I was gonna say.
I wasn't there for it. I don't remember.
Getting sidetracked.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania week, man.
Yeah.
We don't have any guests.
No. That's
At least
fine.
not at the moment.
At this particular moment, we waited till the last moment.
We have to figure out what we're doing for Stone Cold Locks because our freaking schedule is all completely out of whack. Lola is busy. At least, go figure. The champ loses the title and it's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't got it. She's pulling a Brock Lesnar. It's
Absolutely.
like, I don't have the title. I don't have to be here anymore.
She called me Dana by accident the other day. And our fan was like, what? And she's like, no, Josh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I had to be confused with somebody else. I knew it. I knew something was up.
Yeah, we got a fight in Vegas. Oh, no, wait, no, it's a different show. Never mind.
I'm thinking of another calendar. Nah. Side job.
And, yeah, because tomorrow I'm doing, like, 2 or 3 Josta episodes in the city, so I can't do our normal Wednesday schedule either. Because we're doing Skanks and then 2 episodes of the Josta show, like, back to back. Mm-hmm. I might maybe try and see if I can wrangle somebody in during the off hours and I maybe get because I tried to get Chris from Brooklyn from High Society Radio on, and that's just my bad. Like, I just fucked that one up. That's like my scheduling, and I just didn't like snow on Monday fucked me up, dude.
I think it fucked everybody up.
Like, go fuck yourself, seriously.
It wasn't that bad.
Somebody just walked through.
I don't know.
I heard a clang.
Banging and clanging.
Yeah, clanging and banging, banging and clanging. So what was the thing? So I was trying to get him on, so maybe I can try and see if he's around tomorrow to actually come into the studio and maybe get a video. That'd be great. A video episode. Do some of that, and then maybe I don't know. We're getting Stone Cold Locks done somehow,
some way.
Here's the catch for Stone Cold Locks on. I want to say Friday to do the little contesty thing to get people in.
Sure.
All right, so I'll tweet something out for Stone Cold Locks since everybody and their mom apparently wants to get involved.
Nobody on the show we want to get on the show. Sorry, go ahead.
No, because there's other podcast hosts and then there's just fans.
Yeah.
Fans have their place of being fans. Look, here's the deal. If you like and retweet the post that we put up to get involved in Stone Cold Locks, you have to like and retweet it. If you don't, sorry. A regular retweet, a regular like.
You didn't make the cut.
That will throw you into the pool of however many likes and retweets there are. And we will pick one of you to join in for the WrestleMania Stone Cold Locks. We'll take your
one of
picks.
You gets Adult Swim.
Right. we'll get we'll get your picks offline, and we will add you into the competition for this weekend's WrestleMania Stone Cold Locks. If you do not take the title off your reigning, defending Stone Cold Locks champion, this guy.
I saw your head dart around for a second. You said, "Wait, where is it?"
Where's it? It's right over there. I got it over here. It's here. I'll get it. Oh, you want to grab it?
It's under my jacket
Fine, I'll
somewhere.
I got it. I might as well bring it on the show.
You didn't buff it. It
No,
looks like
it looks great. What are you talking about?
looks terrible.
Oh, fuck you.
Naito took better care of his championships.
You're just jealous. If you lose, you're out. You've lost your shot, and you can't join in the next one. But if you win, well, the champion's got to come back. So we'll figure out that when the time comes. But we may do a pre-recorded segment with that person, as long as you're not too much of a lunatic.
No promises.
No promises. It's a case-by-case basis. I don't know how much of a weirdo you people actually are. Some of you guys might be
When they plug their Reddit handle first, they're like, "Nope, goodbye."
Anyway, so we will at least be doing that. We've also had a lot that happened over the last week. Most importantly, a lot with New Japan. We had a pay-per-view and a US show. And how awesome were they?
I actually have them on the. I actually have the results on the browser because it was 2 weeks ago since the US show at least, and then
It was the 25th.
felt like forever ago. It was it was back-to-back shows.
Yeah.
With
well, we've had with
it was
New
USA
Japan,
G1 and then Sakura Genesis was like.
and then
2 weeks later.
the finals of the New Japan Cup.
Oh, that's right. That was 2 weeks later. Okay.
Yeah, because it's only.
Awesome show. Like anybody who still says that there isn't enough story in New Japan, you just don't watch it. You just don't watch the show.
There's so many stupid negativity people out there that drive me crazy, and it might have been a case of why I didn't want to fucking do anything this week so far, or last week even a bit when I would have the chance, is that if you tell me that there's no story or character or anything in some of these shows, you're not fucking watching the shows.
Can't be.
You can't be watching these shows. And if you say, there's no psychology or flip, stop regurgitating something that some older wrestler that you really like have said, because you don't fucking understand what the hell it means. Because if you watch the stuff that's been happening with Bullet Club at all, it's been a very long story told over multiple matches for at least the last month to get us to just Supercard.
There's a lot going on in the background on being the elite. If you're not in
And-
the
but
loop of
besides-
there, you're missing even all this other stuff.
Besides the secondary reading, if you just watched the the New Japan Cup finals, there's stuff that happened there. If you watch Strong Style Evolved, and if you watch Sakura Genesis, there's a really big story going, not convoluted. There's a lot of things happening in here.
It's a very intricate story
Thank
taking
you. That's the
place
word I was looking for.
With Bullet Club right now that's spanning over multiple shows,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all amazing matches.
The matches are generally been fantastic. This Kota Ibushi Young Bucks match that we got the highlights on for right now, the story is so good. You can't tell me there's no story here. There's a fantastic wrestling story here. If you missed it, I do believe it is available up now on NewJapanWorld.com. Pay them some 9 yen and you should be fine, and you can watch it all. We've been using it a lot lately because these matches. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
We just did the springboard flip over the end to the tornado DDT on the outside.
However, if you want
and that's been selling the back for a month.
English commentary, you have to have had Access TV, which if you haven't,
You still have the English commentary on.
Oh, they
New
do
Japan
on
World.
there?
Yeah, it wasn't live, is what
No.
it was, because Access had the rights for the North American audience.
exactly.
But
Was that
if you
with
wanted,
Kevin Kelly and Don Callis?
I would assume so.
You would
I
assume so.
really don't know.
I'm gonna have to go back.
I would have to check.
I'll rewatch the show just to see if there's a whole nother set of commentary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With Kevin Kelly and Don Callis.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't
I
get
have
me
my
wrong.
issues.
I enjoyed the JR and Josh Barnett, regardless of what the internet tells JR on a regular basis, where he's just, this is how he addresses it. He goes, and then I got some people on Twitter, dear Lord, these people need help. Like, come on, just relax. Yeah. It's a goddamn show. It's not that big of a deal. So I didn't call every match move for move. Get over it. This is Access TV. We only get to see it like a couple times a year.
It's the JR call.
It is a JR call. All right, cool. Yeah, so they do have the JR broadcast on New Japan World. Awesome.
But the thing is, like, the argument that you have there is that they are just not, because they are the Axis. That's the Axis crew. Everybody that had a problem. There were some issues with the show. It wasn't all 100% perfect, but it was visually about 1,000 times better than the last one that they did, which I believe was the G1 last year.
Much bigger house.
The production was way better. They made everything seem like it was a much bigger deal. But the only things that I had, the matches were all very good. Like there wasn't a stinker on that show for sure.
No.
But my only issues with it were, it was obviously not New Japan's crew doing any of the production stuff.
Nope.
It obviously wasn't, because they were filming it differently, and my issue was whoever was calling the shots in the truck. You've obviously
you can tell
it's not a wrestling.
This
guy.
is their second time at most they've ever shot live wrestling.
Right.
So a lot of stuff was missed. Funny enough, the cross slash botch where Ibushi accidentally just goes over the turnbuckle. They missed that, which was fine. Seeing that on Botchamania
also,
later on was
I
hilarious.
love that it's called cross slash. It's just a fucking it tickles my nerd boner.
Nerds.
It's a fucking Chrono Trigger reference. Go fuck yourself.
Nerds.
Tickles my nerd boner.
Nerd.
But some of the camera angles were just frustrating as fuck, because it was obviously not a wrestling person that was calling the shots back there. Like they weren't. Maybe that's my other biggest issue, is that you didn't really have, with those people that were involved in that side of things, they just weren't as familiar with the product as they probably should have been, and you could kind of feel it. It was a good show, but they could be better. I mean, like you said, with the JR thing, it's like, I love JR, but I feel like he's not there all the time.
No, he's not. He doesn't breathe and live.
It's kind of like a
New
freelance
Japan
guy coming in to do. It's like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, like they tell him just call it like a sporting event, so that's exactly what he does. And when you bitch about it, not you, but when people bitch about it, it is irritating, and we enjoy the show.
Yeah, I mean,
and you should be too.
It just feels you kind of get the Brock Lesnar comparison, where people say, "Oh, it's like he doesn't even want to be here," sort of thing.
Ugh.
It's not that, but you get the sense of it's almost like an outsider coming in to do this gig.
Yeah,
and we love that outsider, but he's like working for another company that's working for New Japan.
He doesn't work for New Japan.
Right.
He works for Access
exactly.
TV. It's like a third party, like you just said, coming in and treating this show like it's a new product. It's what the show is.
Well,
through
no,
Access
it just to me it felt more like just like they're just not sure about all the stories the way somebody like a Kevin Kelly would.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if you had Kevin Kelly and Don Callis, it's amazing.
Kevin Kelly will run with an anime story.
He does.
It's
hilarious. You want to talk go with the bit guys?
Absolutely.
Kevin
Kelly's up there.
He's really
I love
good.
it whenever when someone like signs for another promotion, he calls it leaving the territory.
Yeah. And then you've got Don Callis, the best line machine, next to him. It's the fucking greatest thing ever. He had some lines that had me howling laughing. Like, they were talking about where Finley is from, and he's somewhere in Georgia. It's like, oh man, I spent a month there one night. What?
Middle of fuck nowhere it is.
Great. Fucking great. Or Kevin Kelly thanking, like, Twitter accounts. It's like, what are you doing? You're shouting at some fans on Twitter?
You hit the like button, stupid.
And then he starts shouting out like Pro Wrestling Sheet or Insider or something. It's like, wait a second, you're thinking the Stooge Sheets too? It's just they're a commentary team that is so comfortable with each other, and then you add Rocky into the mix too. So much fun, man. Like Rocky gets stomped and stuff like that. It's like, oh, couldn't happen to a better person.
Yeah. Hit him harder next time.
Or freaking when Don runs away whenever somebody comes in. He had that one spot where I don't know if it was Suzuki
Whenever
or Archer
Suzuki
or
gets close to the table, Don just jumps right out of the seat. Like the headphones come off and he just goes, "Nope."
Well, excuse me, Kevin, I gotta go.
Nope.
I got a meeting backstage. I'll be right back. No, we're good. Hey, Rocky, do you need a hand getting to the locker room? Oh, I didn't know you were actually going up to do that. But they just, and Don is in the same way that Corey is too, or with just going with the bit too. Like Corey with Braun on Monday. Holy shit. That was some of the funniest. That was JBL level ridiculous funny too. Because JBL is done. Remember when JBL did it with the Fashion Files when they first did when Tyler Breeze was dressed as a woman?
Guys, this old woman is fighting in the ring right now. She could get hurt.
Why doesn't security stop it? Oh my God, it's Tyler.
And as soon as the wig comes off, guys, it's Tyler Breeze.
Oh, you cracked the case, JBL.
Congratulations.
That's a picture of Sting.
That's not Sting, that's a picture of Sting.
Yeah. It was the glasses coming off. Oh my God, it's Braun.
It's Braun. I think my favorite
Like Cole
part
going, Corey, really?
That's probably my favorite part of that is
But then
Corey.
Then the Woken promo. What do you call it? The humongous wonder of the
eighth humongous wonder or something. I have to remember it. I need to look at this.
Humongous wonder number 8. That's what it was.
Humongous wonder
And Corey's
number
writing it down.
Oh, the whole how. I mean, I love JR and he's the greatest and everything, but at the same time, you need somebody that's there all the time. That is, you need to have at least a group. Since it's a new company.
We know what the problem is. The
Here,
thing is, though, it's not changing, guys. It's a contractual thing they have.
Oh no. My thing would be is like
just
I feel
hang in there and it'll get better.
From Axis's point of view, it almost feels like when you bring somebody like JR in now, that you're trying to ride off of previous WWE
Absolutely.
stuff, which is fine.
It's a business move.
But we have run the course of JR doing that, and I think it needs to like just have somebody
Don't
new.
Get me wrong. Have
somebody fresh.
That's a fan perspective.
Right.
However, we're not in control of that.
I know.
This is Access TV. This is a Mark
They're gonna do
Cuban
what they're
decision.
gonna do.
They have a contract. And that contract's gonna run its course. It'll get better. But you guys complain and just shut the fuck up. It's not gonna get better by you complaining.
Right.
I
mean, I think that's one of my biggest problems about when people complain is that they never offer any type of
solution
or
at all.
different
It's just,
idea.
It's just bitching.
Like at least when I bitch, I come up with 5 other ideas of how I would do it different.
Yeah.
Because I don't just straight up go, oh, he should have won. Like, no, I have an idea of where we should go instead.
You think if we made the Twitter 1,000 characters, we might get a solution somewhere down there? I don't think so. It's 1,000 characters of bitching.
No, yeah. And there's just been an excess of negativity for some reason out there. For going into this week of all weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but this WrestleMania on paper looks fucking incredible.
It is. And this, like those people we were talking earlier about saying there's no hype at all. Like, are you?
I don't know
what show are you watching?
What you're talking about?
Have you seen the card? Like, yeah, it's got a match from G1. I'm sorry, Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago. It's a match from Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago on this show.
Yeah.
Just The match hasn't even happened yet, and there are people already kind of shitting on it. Like, really? Just let it happen. It could be the same exact match. It could be better. Just let it fucking happen first.
My issue with that is just that I feel like we could have gotten a better build to it. That's all. But it's still Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ fucking Styles.
I'm not sure what you're talking about there, man. The build was great.
It's
Them
okay.
fucking with each other the last couple of weeks.
I feel like it could have been better.
That fake knee to the face last week. Granted, we're recording before we watch SmackDown Live tonight, the last go home, but
we'll probably
it's scheduling issue.
I'm probably going to get another episode before the end of the week.
Okay.
So, like, I want to maybe try and do something for a Thursday or a Friday if we can. Because I do have other people that I'm trying to get on the show, so at the very least, I will be back with somebody else. and have your picks done somehow. Or we do it late Friday or something.
Yeah, if that's
and
what
we'll put it out Saturday. But, I mean, we do have a fucking... But going back to the New Japan, all the shows have been great. Like, I have very little to complain about on that side of things. Zack Sabre Jr. wins the New Japan Cup by tapping out two of the top three guys in the company.
The entire top of the card.
Minus Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the Okada match was great, too. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to win a second.
I had a feeling Okada might tap, but then that would put his 11 defense record.
I was not aware.
That would completely cut off that.
I was not aware of that storyline going into the weekend because I knew Okada had the fucking title for like 900 days at this point. I don't know. It's a ridiculous amount.
It's up there.
It's a ridiculous amount of time. We're over 700 days. That's for sure.
Yes, that's for
that
sure.
I know.
That's for sure.
But I was unaware of the title defense story that they're going with, which was, for those of you who don't know, since Okada has had it, he has defended the title now after defeating Zack Sabre Jr. 11 times. There is another record that has to be broken, or it could be broken, and it's a very rare one, is Tanahashi's
multiple
record.
reigns.
No, Tanahashi's record of 11 defenses. And now Okada has tied that with the win over Zack Sabre Jr., which then brings us to Dontaku, which they are now pitching us Tana versus Okada for the 12th time.
Not at Dominion, the giant summer show at Wrestling.
I'm pretty sure it's
Dontaku.
Yeah,
damn,
it's a big show.
Oh,
it's one of their big shows.
It's gonna be huge.
There's a lot of things that are coming up for Dontaku, which is later on, so we're not sure how this is gonna pan out. But
because Supercard still needs to happen.
The Supercard needs to happen, but it looks like full Bullet Club versus Bullet Club matches.
They're going Wolfpack?
They might be going Wolfpack.
Your first thought you told me when
Cody was coming out with the new
about
logo.
the new Cody design. Are they going to go full Wolfpack? And then the design comes out and they're like, oh, it's the same thing, just cigars instead of rifles. So, he would have really laughed if it was the same thing.
If it just was the same
red.
thing and they went to red and black, I would have started dying laughing. It's like, oh, what happened? Oh, man, they went Wolfpack. You never go full Wolfpack.
You can't go full Wolfpack. I mean, is it a necessary step? I think so. I think so.
Well, what the matches are, it's Bucks and Hangman in a 6-man title match versus the Tongans, which I would love the idea of either the Tongans splitting off and doing their own thing or taking over the Bullet Club in all this mess. Because you kind of have these groups of 3 that are aligned with each other a little bit, right? Why wouldn't they've been around longer than most of the people that are in the Bullet Club right now?
Like you said before, it's too soon to call because Supercard needs to happen.
By the way, most underrated team or group of individuals in that entire company.
This is God, yeah.
It is Fale, Loa, and Tonga. So fucking good,
Loa
man.
and Roa.
They're so good.
Yeah.
And they don't get nearly as much credit as they deserve. But, 6-man titles on the line with them versus the Young Bucks and Adam Page. Then you've got Cody versus... Oh, no, sorry. Villain and the Young Bucks. And then you've got Cody versus Ibushi and Kenny versus Page. So that should be interesting. So whatever happens at Supercard, it's not over
Nope.
by any stretch of the imagination.
Not even close.
We got to saw how great was that Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll match?
Dude, it was freaking ridiculous. I mean, I gotta say there are a few moments there where like, goddamn, man, like this, like the Spanish Fly on the apron where
I thought he broke his neck.
where at first it didn't look so bad, and then you see the replay from a different angle.
Like neck folds up
and
on
you
itself.
see his head get squashed between Marty's body and the fucking apron, which
was terrifying for a second.
Which cut him open.
Yeah.
Which was like, oh my god. And just leading into the stories, man, that story was ridiculous.
Also, regarding New Japan stuff, if you're ever wondering what's going on, check out their YouTube page. They've got a great YouTube page with English subtitles for a lot of these promos that you see during the shows. Yeah. So you have to wait a little bit.
It's going to take a couple days for them to come up, but when they come up,
they're
check
awesome.
them out. Check them out.
Especially the Suzuki promos, you get a real sense of how terrifying that fucking dude is. And then, like the stuff that we saw earlier with Okada and Tana, we saw stuff between Zack Sabre Jr. and Okada as well. And you get a real great sense of the personalities of these people when you just read the subtitles. And you get to hear the pops
all you
and the
need.
reactions and how they speak in that language. And you're like, oh, that's what he's saying? Oh, yeah, this is way better.
I enjoy Japanese color commentary, just nitpicking everything when Tana stammers in his promo. Oh man, that was excellent. Yeah, it would have been really great if Tana didn't stammer all over it. It would have been a great moment.
I guess he says that, but you can also say it's like, oh, it would have been perfect if he, like, you can tell contextually that he's saying it differently. You know what I mean? But I like that too. Give me their commentary with subtitles. I love their commentary. Those dudes lose their fucking minds over, like, the most innocuous stuff. Like, so you want to?
I disagree.
You want to talk?
They
turn
pop
the height knob?
I disagree. They pop when you should pop.
Right. But when they pop huge.
Juice!
During intros, that's what I mean. Like the Shinsuke entrance at Wrestle Kingdom 10, 9, the Crown one.
9?
The one where with the Crown entrance versus Ibushi.
His last one, yeah.
No, that was
I'm sorry, second to last.
AJ was his last one. Yeah, their commentary on the entrance is hilarious. They're just screaming for Shinsuke. They're really excited. What other match happened at Genesis that I'm trying to remember here now?
At Genesis, that was pretty freaking mind-blowing. Had to have been...
Yeah, because they don't have a lot of the stuff updated. Oh, yeah, there's the Will Ospreay bleeding all over the place.
It was Hangman and Cody against the Golden Lovers.
Right.
Before the title match. That was pretty ridiculous. Cody gets busted open by Kenny's kick to his head.
And there was some stupid Twitter beef over that shit,
and
too.
it was, I'm not going to lie, it was great. It really added to the drama of Cody just taking a beating for what he's putting literally everybody in the group, putting me in situation.
By the way,
they're in.
This chair makes this so much easier.
I'm glad you're super happy.
So much more comfortable.
I'm gonna get mine.
Sorry, I can't shut the fuck up.
My chair's gonna be way better than yours. You're gonna be like, you son of a bitch.
It's the same. You just ordered the same one, didn't you?
I'm gonna order the same one. Literally, like the same one, but probably a different color. Or the back of the chair is gonna have like a different space cut into it, like you know how yours has like the little.
Yours gonna be just a
gay little. Yours got like a gay little arrow in it. Mine's gonna have like mine's gonna have a grill. All right. Mine's gonna be awesome.
You're babbling.
Give me that.
Okay. Anyway, what the fuck? Toriano steals a win again somewhere in there that made me laugh because Toriano is I love his new shirt, Mount YGR, and it's Mount Rushmore with just different Toriano faces on it. And even before that on the Strong Style Evolved show, the Young Bucks versus Kenny and Ibushi could go down as one of the best matches of the year.
Yeah.
Without question.
Yeah, I thought we touched
We
on
sort
that.
of did. We really didn't get too deep.
We kind of
into it.
touched on that.
We got a sidetrack by other asshole
You
negative
got a couple
people.
great. You got a couple great match of the year candidates right off the bat. And the year is not even halfway. We're not even at WrestleMania.
No.
That's Sunday.
And WWE doesn't have that many matches of the year contenders really right now.
No.
NXT does a
but
with
there's always some catch up afterwards.
Oh yeah, we're gonna probably see some of them this weekend for sure. There's gonna be some matches that I'm looking forward to this weekend to potentially steal the weekend.
Yeah.
Cody versus Kenny. The 6-man ladder match for the North American title could steal the entire weekend. There's too many good people in that match to not be great.
It's going to be a really fun show.
It's going to be crazy. Then the other one would be the Triple Threat IC title match or the AJ Shinsuke match. Those are my 4 to potentially be highlights of the entire weekend.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, you want to talk about non-WWE shows that are going to be happening this weekend? Because I got
a whole list.
I got myself a list of shows that I really want to check out this weekend.
There's 2 big places to check out for tickets to all of these shows. If you haven't gotten them already, you can probably get some GA stuff, but most of the quote-unquote good seats are taken. But if you've ever been to any one of these shows, there's no bad seats. If you get GA, that just means instead of 3rd row, you're 4th or 5th row.
Yeah.
You're not going to miss out.
Sitting is optional.
Just get there early.
Just get there early. If you want to go cheap, I like to go cheap for some of these shows.
GA tickets.
Get GA tickets and stand at a really good angle that you're not in the way.
And if you get tired,
you can see everything. You get tired,
there's a seat somewhere.
Find a seat somewhere in the back and just chill out for a little bit and and enjoy yourself.
But the 2 big things that are going on as far as having live shows that are not at Axis or NXT or Raw, SmackDown, WrestleMania.
WrestleCon.
You want to go to either WrestleCon or you want to go to where the WWN shows are, and you can find that at morethanmania.com. They're at the Pontchartrain Convention Center. I'm not sure where WrestleCon is.
It might be the same location. It might be close by, to be honest.
They're relatively close by.
You know, we haven't checked because we're not going to WrestleCon next year.
Right.
We're going next year.
Because WrestleCon in Dallas, they had it at the convention center that was right next to the arena for NXT and Raw and all that.
Yeah. So that was a really cool thing about that. I just wish you were able to do some, but hey, next year.
It's called the Sugar Mill. It's called.
Oh.
But WWN Live, that's pretty much 2 days long of wrestling shows that start at like noon and go to midnight.
Listen, there's a lot of shows that are going to be on this weekend, but there's only going to be so many that are going to be broadcast.
That's true. All the WWN stuff will be broadcast through their website at the very least, right?
Yeah.
Just WWN.com or
Yeah,
WWN
you
Live.
go to WWN Live, I believe. I got a couple lists of shows here. It's not quite in order because I'm not sure when some of them are, but you get like the weekend start. Weekend starts with Evolve shows.
If it technically hasn't started for you already, if you want to get into the like, we're done with like the go homes and everything. The weekend starts on Thursday.
Hear this? The weekend starts Thursday.
With Matt Riddle's Bloodsport at 3 p.m.
You don't want to know why I'm interested in this show?
Why are you interested in that show?
Because for the most part, the rules for the entire show are submission or knockout only.
What about death?
That's spring break. That's later.
My bad.
Yeah, that's later.
I got confused.
Now the implications going into this weekend was NOLA PD might be out enforcing rules.
We'll get into that.
Which we'll get into at some point. I especially love the tweets out there.
Janela says
it's going to be great when this. Go ahead. Yeah,
Janela goes, if you see me in New Orleans over the weekend, if you give me $20, I'll pile drive you in the street.
Well, yeah, the rumors are that there's a bunch of rules.
Okay, so here's what came out. So we'll get into it now.
Let's just straight up address it.
Somebody put out a story that there was one of those, they have these city ordinances where they have all these rules put into place about wrestling. You can't do moves and shit like that. My thought is it's somebody being a fun ruiner and trying to generate a story because it's slow fucking news day and we had nothing interesting to write about. So to get everybody up in arms and talking about something because they didn't have somebody coming off of injury or some other dumb rumor idea that they have to push out there that they've made up in their head and are citing sources and are being shitty dirt sheets.
You're saying fans shouldn't worry about this one
Who gives a shit? Just they're going to do it. The cops
Most
aren't
likely.
shutting this down.
No, I'm
Fuck out of here.
like I'm pretty sure indie wrestling has had shows over a WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans not too long ago. They're very aware of the rules and are going to take the measures needed to do them. Otherwise,
outta here
let's
with
pretend none of like all of it is true, and that's the case. My favorite tweet was someone tweeting like it's gonna be great when the weekend ends by the second match when Walter and PCO have to fight off 11 cops. That made me laugh really hard. But yeah, the reason why you want to check out this particular show. Yeah. Is the main event is Matt Riddle versus Low Key, who himself has had some heat over.
That dude's a potato machine.
Exactly, but being quite stiff, knocking people the fuck out.
There's a lot of supercuts of Low Key getting into some serious situations.
What better thing to book than him versus a guy who fought in UFC?
Yeah,
how about that?
Great. Let's do it.
Let's
it looks
do that
like this
shit.
weird combination of shoot matches and pro wrestling, which
Yeah.
is cool. I like that. That's a great gimmick. Do that. Absolutely do that. Because there's plenty of guys that have done a little.
It's
both.
like shoot wrestlers versus some like I guess you would
Versus
say
pro wrestling, pro
hardcore wrestlers. You got like Timothy Thatcher from Evolve
Timothy
against
Thatcher's-
Nick Gage.
No, Timothy Thatcher's a pro wrestler. He's a grappler.
Yeah, he's a grappler.
But that's what I'm saying.
He
You
would
have
be the
like
shoot guy.
Yeah, you have like the technical
Yeah,
pro wrestlers
versus Nick
the
Gage.
actual shoot dudes.
Well, versus Nick Gage, who likes to bust people the fuck open. He's one of those hardcore guys. Yeah, Walter versus Filthy Tom Lawler. I'm not familiar, but just the name Tom
because
Lawler.
then you got Eddie Kingston in there too. And
Yeah, exactly.
All right, yeah, that's what you mean.
So this should be like that's part of the card. This was taken early, so there's going to be more than that. Check that show out. Bless you.
Thank you.
Later on that evening, you got the Beyond Wrestling show lit up. All intergender matches. If that's what you like to look for, they got just a show for you.
It's every single match is an intergender match.
Yes. I think the main event will probably be Deanna Purrazzo, Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle versus Deanna Purrazzo. That's what's real. Oh, both the Havocs are fighting, Jimmy and Jessica. Mm-hmm. Timothy Thatcher versus Tony Storm.
I want to see that.
I kind of want to see
I want to see that because Tony can wrestle.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a great work. That's going to be a great work. So the multi-man is David Starr, Mia Yim, Tessa Blanchard, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. If you're not sure who he is, he's that guy right now who's a real dirtbag heel. He's getting over great on the indies. He almost made Botchamania this week when his compadre entering a show spit on a little girl and immediately got his ass whooped.
I don't think it was a girl.
He's not the guy he's not.
I thought it was just a kid.
I'm pretty sure that was a little girl. He spat right on her.
His gum.
Yeah. Regardless, you don't like. I understand it's a pro wrestling show, but you're gonna get these hands if you spit on a little kid, and that's exactly what happened. It wasn't Maxwell Jacob Friedman who did it. It was his partner who did it. So, I'm interested. Like this guy is gonna bring heat to this, and it's gonna be a fun show.
The other ones that are happening that day, there's Evolve 102. Zack Sabre Jr., Matt Riddle for the Evolve title is the big match there.
Very technical, I imagine it's going to be.
Sekimoto and Sua versus Thatcher and Walter. AR Fox versus Will Ospreay. Keith Lee versus Darby Allin.
Am I out of line to say like Evolve is really like the nerd promotion?
Oh no, that's absolutely true. It's the serious wrestling promotion.
Yeah, it's
Evolve is super serious wrestling.
Technical grappling.
Well, no, I mean it's wins and losses matter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's about the matches more than other things. You know what I mean? It's the serious wrestling show. Serious wrestling is serious. And then you also have over at WrestleCon that night at 9:30, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Chuck Taylor and person to be announced. And you also have Ishii versus Cobb and Janela versus Penta.
Oh, that's a
El
super
Zero.
show. Ah, yeah, that's a WrestleCon super show. Is that? I think that's what, Saturday, right?
That is the same night. That's Thursday.
Oh, that's Thursday. Shit.
That is Thursday night. WrestleCon Super Show. Yeah, Ishii Jeff Cobb is going to be fun.
There's going to be, I don't have the cards in front of me because I forgot until just this very moment, 2 Progress shows that are going to run, I believe it was Friday and Saturday at
Friday
noon.
at noon?
Yeah, Saturday, I believe, at noon as well.
And Saturday at noon, yes.
Yeah. Check those out.
Anytime you have a chance to see Progress in your hometown, do it. They put on a very good show.
Do you like ladies wrestling?
I certainly do, sir.
Oh, I got the show for you.
What's the
Saturday, 4 o'clock, Shimmer 100th episode, and you're gonna have the big title match is gonna be the
former friends.
The remainder of Trifecta.
What happened there? I'm not familiar with the story because I guess we don't know the story because it hasn't been put on DVD yet, so never mind. I'm assuming that she lost it at the last 90-something tapings in Chicago.
Yeah,
Because she lost it when we saw her, she lost it to Kelly Slater and then won it back by the end of the tapings.
Yeah.
And then had run with it until, I guess, they found out everybody was potentially leaving.
Shayna Baszler got signed to WWE. They did a little shuffle with the titles. Savoy dropped her Heart of Shimmer title,
Right.
and beat Mercedes for their championship. This is a rematch for that championship. That's a match I really want to see. And it's literally the whole card. It's just a cut list of wrestlers that female wrestlers that I want to see every time.
Already too.
You've probably seen on TV already, and you want to see every time they have a show.
Shimmer's a great promotion. If you're into, it's all women's wrestling. So if you're into women's wrestling, it's one of the top 2 out there. They run mostly out of Chicago. Mm-hmm. They usually tape 4 or 5 episodes in a weekend or so. When I say episodes, I mean DVDs. Are they finally up into the 80s yet?
Oh yeah, they've. This is their 100th episode.
No,
as far as
released.
81, I believe it is. There's a bit.
Right, so we're
catching
up.
Still quite a bit of a delay.
Up. Yeah.
The another big announcement from that show is the return of Kimber Lee after her release from NXT.
And that's the other thing too with Shimmer. You get to see a lot of up and coming, very talented women's wrestlers. Like you get to see Shotzi Blackheart. She's fighting cheerleader Melissa that evening. Mm-hmm. Chelsea Green, Britt Baker. You also get to see Lufisto and Hudson Envy and Leva.
Tony Storm versus Nicole Matthews, who is a dirtbag of a woman. Yeah. I want to see it. It's gonna be fun.
Nicole Matthews is awesome. I can't wait to see her again.
She's like your pro wrestler.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That one is on Saturday, right?
That's Saturday, 4.
And with the magic of editing, we're back.
A little refreshed now. I got some water.
We're nice. We're good. And Shimmer's great, dude. I love Shimmer.
check it out. I also want to see possibly my new favorite tag team, Leva and Delilah Doom.
There's a whole bunch of pretty much what it ends up coming down to. If you just want to watch wrestling, I would highly suggest just doing the WWN shows. They're all in the same building. You can literally for like maybe $200 get a ticket to every show.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much going to be in the same building from noon to like midnight at the very least.
And if you
for 3 days.
And if you don't have the cash to drop to go to NOLA, go on their shop site and look at their video on demand. A lot of that stuff is going to be live when it airs. And it's going to cost you not even close to $200 to get those shows. The shows I'm talking about right now.
WWN shows are going to be Matt Riddle's Bloodsport, the Evolve shows, Beyond Wrestling, Progress, the WWN Super Show, Progress, Shimmer, Style Battle, and the 2 really fun shows of the weekend. First up will be kind of the was it Friday night they're doing it? Friday night this year. Friday.
Which one? That one?
That one.
Oh.
The first fun one, which is just going to be like, all right, a bunch of the serious stuff is about to get started, but here we go, folks. Joey Janela's Spring Break 2 is Friday evening. I highly suggest if you are going to New Orleans, you have to see this show.
Try to get tickets to that show if it's not
And
already
here's
sold
the thing.
out.
We kind of made mention of going all in with the bit earlier. Please, do whatever you can to go all in with the bit. the all in with the bit is, it's spring break.
Dress like you're going to spring break. Act like you're at spring break in Cancun, except you're in a little shitty auditorium in New Orleans. Got to see an awesome show.
Towels, your board shorts, your
sunglasses,
your bathing suits, your flip flops. Hey, what's his the senior official Bryce Renberg showed up to that show. He had a bathing suit on. He had specialized sunglasses that weren't just sunglasses. They allowed him and only him to see where the Invisible Man is at all times. And at the end of the day, you're gonna get to see the Great Sasuke. Which you don't really get to see.
You're going to see the great Sasuke, a throwback to a legendary Japanese wrestler. Against
I've never seen him, so I'd like to say I've seen the great Sasuke. At least, like, I'll be as straightforward as I can. I don't know. I know the name. I don't know the guy.
You don't know what to expect, but that's the beauty of spring break.
The beauty of that show.
On paper, it looks like a disaster, but in when you see it happen, it's an even bigger disaster than that.
It's B-movie pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You're gonna get two of those styles of shows. Now, with the Janela Spring Break, the best part possibly of Janela Spring Break, at least last year, was the clusterfuck.
Yeah.
The clusterfuck. I think it's
the
right now
20, 30 man quasi.
It's a Royal Rumble, and it's just silliness. You can actually see that. Last I checked, on the now defunct Flow Slam, if you search Janela Spring Break 1, I'm pretty sure you can watch that whole show. I did the other day. Still hilarious.
I don't know where who owns the rights to right now, but basically, if you can Google it, and you could probably find the whole show.
You can find it on the internet.
You can probably find the whole show out there. Check it out.
The second show. Now, I'm going to preface this because I was a fan of their previous incarnations, and I'm going to sound like a really stupid nerd right now.
Here it comes.
Kaiju Big Battle was better than it is right now. At one point, it was run by the same guy that does Wrestle Circus, or one of the guys that does Wrestle Circus. He also was the announcer for Chikara for a very long time. And they don't go all in the way they used to with the show. It's still ridiculous, but it's the
biggest
Janela
problem was execution was sloppy as fuck.
No.
The year we saw it.
Not even execution. I don't care. I'm not looking for technical wrestling.
No. I mean, running the fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
This needs to go on at this time. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. You're out of time now. Yeah. Get out of the ring.
Act like you care.
Yeah. It needed a little bit of professional step in it.
That's the thing that made, and I haven't seen it recently. I will give it another shot. Don't get me wrong. Kaiju Big Battle is some of the most ridiculous fun I've had at a wrestling event in my entire life. I remember when I just said B-movie wrestling. This is literally B-movie wrestling.
This is literally the B-movie part.
This is guys dressed up as giant bananas, Los Platanos, Paco and Pedro, the greatest tag team of Kaiju history, fighting other monsters and superheroes. Literally, there's a giant waffle. I have a poster of them right there.
Flapjack.
No. It's
it's
the awful waffle, or the French toast. See right there, Vive le toast. I'll post a picture of that online if you guys want to see what the fuck I'm saying. It's right there. Look.
I know. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm gonna say it's stupid.
Oh, it's so stupid. The first show I ever went to was at Wrestlemania in New York when it came around this time. It was the first show that I'd been to in a long time. But our buddy Dan just didn't want to go because he'd been watching all the WrestleCon stuff all day that day. So I got our mutual friend Tom to come over with me, and boy, did we get drunk. Oh, boy, was I shit-faced at that show. And I went all in and was obnoxious.
Loud and obnoxious.
Oh yeah, because you have to be for this. You have to buy in. You have to act like it's the greatest thing in the world. It's like, oh my god, steam-powered tentacle boulder may lose.
I like how it's funny how like broken and woken universe. I'm all
That's
in.
why I love it.
But Kaiju Bed Belt, I'm like, it's okay.
That's why
whatever.
I love it. I mean, yeah, no, when
whatever.
you're at the show, like again, when it used to be, like when they had some of those at New
You're
York
still
City,
reminiscing of the good time you had. How long ago was that?
it was a while.
The last show we saw was the last year's show was better than the year that we went.
Yeah.
I think I can
but
say that.
the what my long meandering fucking point is you have all that ridiculous that we just you heard come out of my mouth, but they took it as serious, and they would have like this goofy story going from show to show, sort of like Kung Fu Chicken Noodle was protecting this other one, and he was constantly under attack by these other ones, and they had
baby,
this,
right?
yeah, that fell into the internet.
Yeah, which was a series of tubes.
Right, exactly. It's so stupid. You just go there, you have a couple, you booze it up, you party, and you have a good time, and you boo the bad guy. That's all. Hell Monkey comes out and tries to sell you water.
God,
it's wonderful. I don't know why you're not excited.
no. I'm more excited for House of Hardcore 40,
yes.
which will be on Twitch live.
Nice segue, sir.
And the reason why you want to see that show is they're crowning they're wrapping up a big tournament for the Twitch TV Championship.
Oh, cool.
Which will
The Internet Championship?
basically
The Internet Champ, Zack Ryder!
Yeah.
Come
it's
on!
basically the Internet Championship. They're going to wrap up their semifinals
I
into
kind of want to see
three-way.
Zack Ryder on the
Yeah.
Indies.
You do?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Because he's not doing anything.
I feel like that's one of those guys that you look forward to seeing in the release papers.
Yeah, because, I mean, if he still has any passion for being a pro wrestler, he could do a Juice Robinson. No problem. No problem.
pull a juice.
He absolutely could.
I don't disagree, but
Zack Ryder will be super over somewhere.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest you go to Impact, but he
I hear
could get over.
through interviews that when you get released, you typically have an option. I've heard it's an option. I heard it's something that they have to it's something they may choose to waive if you ask for it.
Right.
But in most of their NXT contracts, they may not have a non-compete, or they already automatically have one, and they just waive it if you get permission.
Right.
Where it's just like, no, I don't want to take because you get paid when you get released you get a severance. And if there's an option that you could
Oh, excuse me.
there's possibly an option you could waive that and start working immediately.
Right.
That would 100% Zack Ryder could pull that off.
Yeah, man.
Talk about a long meandering point I was trying to make. Let me just go over here, and Zack Ryder would be awesome.
So
on
there.
News
So
Right
that's their own. What other titles they have? Just that one?
They have to be
Or House of
honest,
Hardcore?
I think I'm pretty sure they have I think they have their own title. To be honest, I'm just getting into the show regularly.
Okay.
I've only
because they've
caught a
only
few.
just started really making it a regular like booked weekly style.
They just
show.
started uploading stuff on
Yeah.
Twitch as well. Which
'Cause
if you
before-
have Twitch Prime, it's all
Because
included.
when we went a few years back now, even they were still just kind of just putting together shows. It was just, hey, this is just a show.
It felt like just a show. There wasn't much of a theme to it,
Right, and
or
now
an
they've
overarching
gotten-
story.
Now they've gotten to the point where no, we're like semi-weekly show.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
put on episodes of show. Like you can watch House
They
of
just
Hardcore.
featured the
and everything.
NWA World Title on their last live stream.
The internet is becoming like territories again, man.
Yeah. It's
It's
kind of
kinda
exciting.
cool.
It's kind of exciting. Like a lot of people out there we were all confused when we heard Billy Corgan bought the rights to the NWA Championship.
I wasn't necessarily confused. I was curious. It was interesting because you knew that he's passionate still about wrestling, given what we know about what he did with the whole TNA and Impact thing.
We automatically thought that it was going to be like, wait, we're going to start a promotion?
Right. We all thought it was going to be a
bat?
promotion or something.
Yeah.
But they're taking it back to that old territory style, because when Ric Flair had the NWA title, or the Big Gold, he wasn't working for any one company.
No.
He would just go around to each territory
He hit up-
as he's the world champ. And the world champ just toured the world. He
Toured
came
the
to-
world,
come-
payday after payday
Coming
after
to
payday.
your town soon, the world's champion is going to be here, and we're going to see if our best guy can beat the world's champion.
Exactly. That's
And
what
that's
they're
kind
doing
of
with
what
it
they're
right
doing,
now.
and I love that.
It's a pretty cool idea. It's a pretty cool concept, and I hope to see.
And there's enough.
I hope to see that title all over this weekend.
Yeah, and there's enough small to mid-level joints that are more than happy to have an NWA title that means a little something now, and have a guy that's like, there's a House of Hardcore, there's PWG, there's all these places that would be more than happy to have a title like that mean something again, and everybody makes some goddamn money.
Exactly. Give it. All I'm saying is give it time, and it will hopefully be just as valuable to everyone as it once was.
Which I would love, because you know what you always say?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with more wrestling.
Yeah. It'd be great. More goddamn wrestling.
Yeah. What was it? There's also a couple of events like Pro Wrestling Revolver does something called Pancakes and Pile Drivers, where it's like a breakfast thing.
Oh no, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's before noon, like what is it, 11? I think
it's brunch.
Brunch time. Don't you dare cancel on brunch again.
Right. CZW is doing a couple of shows. There's that's pretty much most of them, and then Supercard of Honor.
Yeah, the big indie
one.
show.
That's the biggest indie show that's going to happen this entire weekend.
Yep.
It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern. Here it's saying 7:30, but I don't know whether this is Central Time. I think it's 7:30 Central, which makes
I think 7:30
East.
might be doors or bell time.
No,
too.
I'm pretty sure that's start time.
Okay.
What we're looking at.
They usually don't start at the bottom of the hour. I'm saying they're gonna record TV for Supercard.
All right.
They're gonna do a dark match on the internet probably.
Here's what it says.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m.
Okay.
So if you're in this, it's probably Central Time.
I'm down. We're talking to anybody who's actually going to one of these shows, but if you are, make sure you get local
7:30.
time.
And then so that makes it, if you're on the East, it's going to be at about 8:30. It's only available for Honor Club members.
Not even Fight TV this time. Honor Club only.
The only way you can see Supercard of Honor, unless you were at the Lakefront Arena, is to subscribe through ROHWrestling.com to their Honor Club. I believe it's only like $10 a month.
Yeah.
It's the standard. It's the now standard $9.99, I think. It may be a little bit more. I forget. It might have been 17 for some reason. 17 is popping in my head. I got it the other time because maybe that was the price of the pay-per-view.
17 was the price of the pay-per-view we got. Yeah.
Well, that's the great thing.
Yeah.
Is if you do sign up for Honor Club, if you do sign up for Honor Club, you get half off all their pay-per-views.
Yes, pay-per-views you pay half off. Live events like Supercard is one of those
you're
bonuses for it. Yeah,
it's like
that's
you're paying
included.
a monthly service. Oh, guess what? You know that show that we're promoting that we've got these 2 big matches on. Well, you guys get to see it too because we like to give back.
Not for nothing.
And a discount on their store, I think. Too.
Oh yeah, and not for nothing. They do have a top tier subscription, which is very interesting. $120 up front.
And you get all the pay-per-views
You get
for free.
all their pay-per-views
It's the WWE network
via ROHWrestling.com. That's the kicker.
That's
It's only on ROHWrestling.com, but yeah, in
that's
full HD. Their quality of their streams is pretty
good.
awesome. It's pretty awesome.
It's gotten way better.
Not gonna lie,
They were shaky for a while in there.
There were a
couple
few
years ago,
shows
it was shaky.
Yeah, there were a few shows that had some production issues that we had to wait like days to finally get the replay. But now they're at the point they get it turned around within a lot
Besides
quicker.
that, just like we would even have issues with the live feed.
Yeah.
There's no problems with it. There's none. Like it's
This
awesome.
weekend's going to be a
Like,
test,
the
a real test to it.
The quality of video is also exceptional now as well.
Yeah.
The production value since they've finally made this push towards these services is really, really well done. If you just want, even if you just want the show, you can cancel anytime. So I would take a month of Honor Club just for this show.
Absolutely,
because
you're missing out if you're not.
Yeah, you're getting Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
that's pretty much. I'm sold on that.
Yep.
Oh, Kenny and Cody, I'm in.
$10 done.
Sold.
It's sold. The biggest match of the entire weekend outside of WWE. Oh, $10, sir, and you can see everything else on the card too. Sold. Done. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. The only problem is that it's going to be going alongside NXT.
Yes.
The nice thing about being in this man cave down here.
The nice part of being a wrestler.
I hate myself that I just said that
is
out loud.
ugh.
We've got like 6 screens down here that will be on at all times during these shows. It's going to be like, what did I say last week? It's going to be like the war zone, the war room.
This is going to be...
We're going to be at DEF CON 2.
We're going to be in the war room we're like 4 screens with every live stream that we can get on a screen simultaneously. It's going to be the command center, is what it is.
I'm going to have 2 of them on at once.
This-
There's no way I'm going to 3. The only time I think I might really have 2 on that I'm paying attention to is going to be NXT and Ring of Honor.
Come in, North American Command.
That's gonna be tough. Because I've never tried to watch 2 high-level fucking wrestling shows at once, but this is going to be tough.
The hard part...
I'm going to have a giant boner the entire night.
Oh, Jesus. God. You're the worst. Look. The non-semen icing on the cake is going to be the fact that NXT is typically a 2.5-hour show.
True. And
where
Supercard's gonna be long.
Supercard could be 3 to 4 hours. It could be. It could be.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that you're going to get
Kevin!
Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes, you're also going to get to see Tanahashi. You're also going to... it's Tana and Lethal versus the Briscoes for the ROH titles.
I gotta just sidestep you real quick there. They haven't gone far enough with the Kevin and Sammy, their fired angle with them showing up at shows. They gotta show up at this show because they're fired. They don't work for They're technically fans. Oh. How cool would that be?
Oh.
Kick it up a notch.
That would break everything.
Absolutely. That would kick it up a notch quite a bit. Go all in.
Oh, my God.
Oh
my God. So you're getting Tana and Lethal versus the Briscoes. You're getting Paige versus Ibushi. You're getting Ishii is fighting Punishment Martinez. Flip Gordon and the Young Bucks versus SoCal Uncensored in a ladder match.
Oh, my God. How much you want to bet?
You want to see all the flippy shit.
You want to see how much you want to bet? There's going to be like another stipulation on being the elite. It's just like, yeah, Flip. You know what? If you could win for us, then you can get all in. I'm sure that's going to be on the line in some way or form. I don't know if he's been. Have you heard he's been confirmed for all that?
No, he's not.
He's not, right? He's still not.
They're still going.
They're still like, nah, get the fuck out of here. You're not going. You're not on
I'm
the
seeing
show.
it through Twitter every so often, where it's like through retweets and stuff like that, where
it's just like come on, guys, come on.
Like every time somebody else gets announced, like Pentagon got announced, he's like, damn it!
He keeps tweeting it, right? He keeps quoting it.
Tweeting it all day.
Oh, what the hell? I just worked this guy last week.
And then to top it off, Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll for the ROH title. Get the fuck out of here. $10? Yeah.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah. It's got to run side by side that crazy NXT show. That's a really difficult choice. If you're really into pro wrestling like we are and you like some of the outside stuff like Ring of Honor, you have to be... It's a tough choice.
Yeah.
It's like really tough choice.
We had the same issue on Dallas 2 years ago, but you know what made it real easy? The tickets for NXT were $300.
Yeah, if you don't have NXT tickets, you're not getting in.
We missed the window, and then they were just gone.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening this year.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better. I don't know what...
NXT tickets? Have you seen their prices?
They've been better. Like, as long as you get there fairly early, you can get it. Like, for example, our last show, Takeover Philly, I was able to snag tickets at the right time, and we got decent seats for what we paid.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue this year for us in New York.
$49, so you can still get solid price tickets.
If you're in NOLA, and you want to see this, there are tickets available. You can totally get in the building
for $49. You can get it's in the upper bowl, but you know what? Even those lower seats aren't that bad.
What was that, 160?
You can get what's normally behind commentary table or even by the ramp for 160. That's not bad. Week of? That's not bad. Like if I had some extra cash, I'd throw 100.
If you could get,
it.
if you want to get into this show, go to the show.
Where we normally sit, that sort of section by the kind of like by the opposite the stage.
About 100.
About
right?
100.
That's not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Not too bad. Too bad we didn't have that in Dallas. God damn it. But we had fun.
There's some good tickets still available, definitely for NXT. So if you don't have them,
you know, it did it right.
You're in town.
It
go
was
for
Sami
it.
Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura was on the
still,
card.
I was still kind of a little upset about you about that. We didn't fucking buy them right away. Like I knew we should have bought them as soon as we knew we were going to Mania. I'm like, why aren't we doing this?
You know why?
We have Raw. We should just do all three.
You know why? Because when the tickets went on sale, I was at work. And you were snoring.
I don't know what I was doing.
You were snoring.
No.
Yes, you totally were.
It's entirely possible.
See? I ain't made this shit up.
I don't remember what happened. But anyway.
You're not an early bird. Anyway.
The other big show that is happening that's worth note. I mean, they're all pretty much worth note. If you're really into the nerd stuff. If you're really into the wrestling, do the WWN stuff. Because there's only a handful of other stuff at WrestleCon, but WrestleCon's more of the like half really cool meet and greets and vendors and shit.
Yeah.
And also some pretty cool wrestling.
Someone once said that if you want to meet wrestlers this weekend, go to WrestleCon.
Absolutely.
You're gonna meet
a
ton of wrestlers. You're gonna get pictures. They're gonna have autographs. You could have a lot of fun. Access is
cool. I would go to Access for like the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I want to check out like more like the museum part of it because they got a lot of cool stuff that they unveiled last year.
From what I understand, I haven't been to an Access yet, but I've seen some of the prices for some of the WWE stars. It's like, I don't have that kind of money.
Unless you
like
pay
you a
for
lot,
the VIP,
kind
you're going to be waiting in
that
line.
too.
Which for some fans, this is the only chance you're ever going to get to meet Shinsuke Nakamura.
Right.
We were lucky enough to meet Shinsuke Nakamura at 2300 Arena 2.5 years ago.
Right.
So I'm good. Go to WrestleCon, meet the stars that are going to be signing with WWE possibly this year or the next.
And if you show up to Ring of Honor stuff early, they do meet and greets.
Yes.
You will be there. I believe there's a whole list of prices for when they're doing meet and greets because Ring of Honor does do
the
like
prices are. I saw there are
stuff.
prices posted for a Supercard,
but it's about $20 a person.
Yeah, typically about 25 at most a person.
But that's typically. You know what? People sometimes get like it's like, oh, why is it $20? Because that's the most direct way you can say you were my favorite wrestler and go here's $20.
Exactly. You hand the cash to them.
You're paying them to say, hey, you're my favorite wrestler, and then you're putting your money where your mouth is for once, you know?
Yeah, it's not it's not pirating that stream you could have just paid $10 for.
Yeah.
It's actually handing them your money.
It's for those people who do pirate and they need it, but they don't really support by buying the show.
Hey, you know what? It's a way to go out too. All right.
But those people that say it's like, oh, I'd rather go to a show and pay the money. Well, if you do that, cool.
Just make sure you do that other part.
But people don't generally do that. Here's your chance.
Yes.
I would highly, but the other show.
That's how you can. Make up for your sins. Go pay homage to them.
But the night before at WrestleCon, this is their big show. This is going to be Friday night at 9 their time, I'm assuming.
Oh, the WrestleCon Super Show?
Impact Lucha Underground
almost forgot about
show.
that one. Holy shit.
I had to mention that before. I was going to let everything else go because we're pretty much good on all the other stuff. And they do have a Super Show. No, that's WWN.
Yeah.
Impact Wrestling Lucha Underground Super Show.
Dude,
or whatever you want to call it.
Austin Aries with Phoenix against Del Rio and
Pentagon.
That's gonna be pretty cool.
Callahan versus Eddie Edwards. Callahan representing Lucha Underground.
Yeah. In an I Quit match against the guy whose face he just busted up on the bat a couple months ago. It's gonna be pretty nuts.
The tag titles will be on the line. Taya Valkyrie versus Ali for the Knockouts title. Then a couple of other matches in there that should be pretty cool. It'll be a nice little crossover. I believe that's gonna be on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be live on Twitch. Killshot and the Mac versus LAX. 6-man action. Check it out. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, should be good.
Should be cool.
I think we covered most of the indie stuff then, didn't we?
Pretty much.
I mean, we're looking. What time is it? SmackDown. Oh, we got to get some food before SmackDown starts.
Oh, man.
Hopefully, we'll get some. Hopefully, you know what?
Hey, you know what? I want to address it right now. The Undertaker, if he shows up at all tonight, Like, I see people who's, like, it sounds kind of negative. You're like, I don't want to
American Badass.
like, oh man, it could be American Badass Undertaker. Listen to what you're saying. You're complaining it could be American Badass Undertaker. Like, come on. Not maybe the most popular version, but just the fact you're getting Cena Undertaker. Doesn't matter what he wears.
It's just the new metal that was always
Just
associated
get over it.
with
Like,
it.
it got over.
I know
it got over.
it
It was no 3-minute warning.
Yeah, I know.
It was no too cool.
I know. I'm not gonna hate on it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be excited if the Undertaker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
shows
It
up.
wasn't a 3-minute warning. 3 count. Remember that?
Oh, I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
WCW. It's bad. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm gonna throw it on later.
There's your bad match of the week. Go watch some of that.
It was New Blood.
Speaking of
New Blood
bad
Rising.
stuff, I'm gonna try and get Kyle from Obtuse on, hopefully, but that's gonna be Thursday, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Speaking of bad stuff, let me get Kyle on.
Because that's what they do. They talk about like the worst of things.
The obtuse angles.
Yeah, which has been really good lately. Watching, they had one of the. Speaking of one of the worst things, they had one of the worst openings to a Twitch stream ever.
I can imagine that.
And no, because I kind of know what was happening. They had their same technical issues, and if you like, even when I was trying to set up ours, it's just a pain in the ass because a bunch of stuff just starts happening that shouldn't happen. Like
a lot of equipment just doesn't want to work, especially if you're using a console.
It's not necessarily that. It's when they all do work together. It's getting your settings straight, because if you don't have your settings filtered right through the right system and at the right volumes and stuff, you can get a lot of loop back and echoes and things like that. But what they were also doing is they were, because they didn't have an extra camera, I guess, is they had a laptop Skyped into the one that they were running the stream off of, which is good and all, but that just runs you more problems because you can't have the volume on the Skype turned up unless you're turning the system volume up. And then if you do that, you have to then change another option on your whatever broadcaster you're using, because it's just going to pick all up your desktop audio anyway. Yeah. So if you have it coming through so if you're already saying, yes, I want it through the mic, and yes, I want it through the desktop.
Now betting for Los Angeles, Mike Piazza.
It was exactly that. Yeah. So you're pretty much just running two audio things at the same time, and if you don't turn one off, it's going to be a giant clusterfuck. So it can be a pain in the ass if you don't know what you're doing.
All right, so Kyle.
Sorry.
All right, so Kyle might be hopefully coming by at some point.
Yeah. All right. Again, and I'm trying to get Jermaine back on, and we really got to figure out what the Stone Cold Lock situation is. So I had the idea of having like 5 episodes this week, and I'm hoping to get 2.
Oh, we're out of time, folks.
Yeah, cue the Muppets music. Yeah, I think we're done because we didn't really go through Raw, but I kind of want to do that on one of the other things that we do later on this week. So
Saturday, expect to see some live tweeting about some shows.
Yes,
because that's the only way a lot of people are going to watch these is if they get the links.
We will streaming because we're going to be huge nerds watching this stuff all week.
Yes,
follow us at the WHPC on Twitter, and you will find out how and when all of these shows are going to come out, because I guarantee you, are you taking days off?
No, I don't work Saturday.
Oh, I mean, just in general, like for some of these things. No. So, okay, all right. But anyway, I will probably be watching half of these.
Yes.
So pay attention to the Twitter account, and you'll find out how we're watching it.
Pretty much all the ones I talked about, I'm going to be
probably
physically watching when because most of them
Saturday's
are going to
be
on Saturday.
Saturday specifically is going to be a very brace yourselves, folks.
It's going to be a party.
Sunday is coming. That's going to be a long night.
Sunday. Oh man,
I'm going to be drunk.
5 p.m. till midnight. 5 p.m. till midnight.
We coming for you.
We coming for you, man. Walking drunk's my ass. We're gonna put that to test.
We have the title that we won from them.
Yeah, we got to defend
hanging around my waist right now.
Got to defend it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not defending it at their place.
No, we have a separate.
This
we have a separate championship with them.
Yeah, I think we might have to. We'll figure it. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
At the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, at the WHPC on Instagram as well. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. When you see the new episode come out, give it a retweet as well. And if you haven't, go help us with those 5-star reviews and stuff like that. You have no idea how much it helps us out. Josh is completely checked out. So, I'm Howie Farrell.
It's taco time.
Yeah.
Stadler?
What?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.